There, Liz here. Today we're going to have a look at the peptide chain, so polypeptides and how amino acids join together to form proteins. Amino acids are the monomers that join together to form polymers called polypeptides, which are also known as proteins. So let's go over the structure of a protein. Proteins are made up of amino acids. Dipeptides are formed from the condensation of two amino acids, and polypeptides are formed by the condensation of many amino acids. Each amino acid has a central carbon atom, and this is also called the alpha carbon. There are 4 atoms or groups of atoms bonded to this central carbon atom. These groups could be an amine group, which is NH2. It could be a carboxyl group, which is COOH. Could be a hydrogen atom, or it could be an R group, which is also like a side group. So this could be formed of many different things. The R group is different in each amino acid, and the R group determines how the amino acid interacts and bonds with other amino acids in the polypeptide. There are 20 different types of amino acids that are common in all organisms. 10 of these are essential amino acids in humans, because the human body cannot produce them and they are obtained from the diet. Glycine is an example of an amino acid. It has a hydrogen atom in its R group. Glycine is the only amino acid that does not have a carbon atom in its R group, so it's a bit unique. So to recap, the 4 groups surrounding the central carbon atom in an amino acid are the amine group, the carboxyl group, the hydrogen group, and the R group. So how do proteins form from amino acids? Each amino acid is attached to another amino acid as a result of a condensation reaction. These reactions cause peptide bonds to form. Polypeptides are made from chains of amino acids. There are amino acids at each end of the polypeptide chain, and these amino acids form the 2 terminal ends, or the N-terminals. And these will be the N-terminal, which is an amino terminal, and then you also have the C-terminal, which is the carboxyl terminal. When 2 amino acids react together, a bond forms between the carboxyl group of one amino acid and the amino group of a second amino acid, and 1 water molecule is released as a byproduct. The bond formed between 2 amino acids is a covalent bond called a peptide bond. So let's have a little recap of the polypeptide chain. So polypeptides are formed by the condensation of many amino acids. Each polypeptide has an N-terminal, and each polypeptide also has a free carboxyl group at one end. Proteins have got a diverse range of functions, and each cell in a living system may contain thousands of different proteins, each with a unique structure and function. So they're pretty cool, really. So what are the functions of a protein? You've got transport proteins. These include channel proteins. Channel proteins transport molecules across the cell membrane. Channel proteins transport molecules that are too large to diffuse freely or molecules that carry a charge. Enzymes are super important, and they're also called biological catalysts. Enzymes increase the rate of reaction without being used up in the reaction itself. And these enzymes are usually tightly folded, complex proteins that are soluble. So to sum up, amino acids join together to form polypeptide chains. And these polypeptide chains are also known as proteins, and these can be things like enzymes, transport proteins, structural proteins, or antibodies is another example. And that's all you have to know about the peptide chain.